How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. If you own an electrical contracting business or you're potentially looking at starting one, then this video is for you. At this point, you might already understand how important it is to have the right insurance coverage in place for your business. And general liability insurance is not simply just a nice to have policy. It really is one of the most important coverages and really the foundation for your business insurance. So today I want to go over what exactly general liability insurance is, what it covers, why electricians need it, and then how the pricing works for this policy. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brian. I'm an independent insurance agent based here in the state of Michigan, Metro Detroit specifically, and I work with businesses on their commercial insurance programs, as well as helping families and individuals with their personal insurance, their home, their auto insurance as well. My goal with this channel is to pass on a little bit of educational information to you so that you can make more informed decisions around your insurance, and then overall, help answer any questions that you might have. So let's get into it. And before we get too far into the video, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to like, share, pass along with anyone else as well. I'd really appreciate it. All right, so what exactly is general liability insurance? It's designed to help protect your business if you are found legally responsible for certain claims related to things like bodily injury. Somebody gets hurt because of your work. Property damage claims. It can help if something goes wrong while you're on a job site, on a customer site, and then also after your work is completed. So really, general liability insurance covers a few key areas. One, as I mentioned, bodily injury coverage. So if a customer or a third party is injured because of your work, this part of the policy can help with the medical expenses and the legal defense costs that can come with that incident. And next would be property damage. If you accidentally damage a customer's building or property while you are doing your work, this can help with the repair costs and replacement cost for that damage. And then there's products and completed operations coverage, which is going to be critical for any sort of contracting or construction business. If there's some sort of fire or property loss weeks or months after your job's completed, and it's somehow tied back to and related to that work that you did, this is the part of the policy that would respond. And then there's also personal and advertising injury. This helps with claims related to libel, slander, certain advertising or reputational claims. And then with all these certain incidents or claims that could happen, it is important to remember that general liability insurance will help with the legal defense costs in these situations, even if the claim is groundless. It will help cover attorney fees, court costs, and then if you are found responsible, it can help with these settlements and judgments. And now most electricians and electrical contractors will need to have general liability insurance in place for a few reasons. But number one is that it is just good business practice to have this policy in place. With electrical work and then any construction work really in general, you do have a higher risk exposure just with things like fire-related incidents or potential serious injuries, and these can all lead to large claims. And having the right coverage in place shows that you're professional, you're legitimate, and that you're prepared. And if you do have any sort of business contracts in place or you're doing work for a general contractor, almost every time they are going to require that you have general liability insurance in place before they even let you on a job site. And this can be common for property owners as well. So now, how is the cost of general liability insurance actually determined? It's typically going to be based on a few things. Number one is going to be your payroll. For any sort of contracting business, this is typically how insurance companies are going to determine how much exposure they have. And then that payroll number is going to be multiplied by the rate that is associated with the class code for the type of work you're doing. So in this case, it would be the code related to electrical work. And then if you're doing any sort of other work, such as with plumbing, HVAC services, or maybe roofing, carpentry work, these all have different class codes associated with them. And every insurance company will have their own rate associated with those class codes. And then depending on the insurance company that you're working with, sometimes they do take into account things like how much residential versus commercial versus industrial work that you do. And then if you've had any claims in the past, this will also come into play. And then also the actual coverage limits that you need. For the most part, good starting points will be $1 million per occurrence and a $2 million aggregate limit. But depending on the types of contracts that you have in place, the type of work you're doing, how large scale the projects are, it can definitely be worth looking into higher coverage limits or potentially an umbrella policy to extend more liability coverage. Now, for a smaller to mid-sized contractor, a lot of times this policy could cost anywhere on the low end, maybe $1,000 a year up to $5,000. But for larger operations, or if you're doing more commercial work and need more coverage, again, these policies could maybe run into the tens of thousands of dollars a year. But overall, general liability insurance really is going to be the foundational part of your business insurance program, but it really is just one piece. A lot of times you'll also be looking at coverages like workers' comp, commercial auto insurance, again, potentially an umbrella policy. You want to make sure that the commercial insurance program you have in place fits your business's needs. So thank you for watching. And if you are looking for help with your general liability insurance or commercial insurance program as a whole, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help, there are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description below. Please feel free to text, call, email, fill out a contact form, whatever's easiest. And if you have any other questions about insurance, please feel free to reach out directly or leave them in the comments below. I would love to help answer those as well. So thank you again.